Morning again. Welcome. Sorry, we have more technical difficulties. I'm ready to just say, forget about it. Forget about it. So we just got a text that there was no sound on the live feed. I don't know. Anyway, welcome. It's good to have you all here today. Some announcements here quick, and that is I still have a few of the 30-day prayer guides. Ramadan is going on for our Muslim neighbors, which aren't that far away. And these are really, again, don't take it if you're not interested. But if you're like, I could take, a minute or two or three to read this and pray. I'll put them in the back table there. Today is day. Can't see without my specs here. Day 13. Ramadan is about 30 days long. And for those of us who don't know what the big deal is about, yes, we understand that the Muslims fast during this time. They deny themselves of pleasure, and their sole purpose for doing that is that they might be closer to God. Now we know that that the way to get really close to God is by the grace of God, right? But our Muslim neighbors don't know that, and so they find us very strange people. And in fact, what I'm told, I don't know a lot of Muslim people. I'm told that from a foreigner's perspective, we Christians, because I think a lot of Americans are Christians, all they go is by media's portrayal of them, movies, television, and that's really bad because usually the Christians on television are like the haters or the immoral people, and so they really look at us like, so just even if you don't want one of these things, pray that God would open their eyes, open their understanding. Do you know that in Grand Rapids, Michigan, it's like Michigan seems to be just this magnet that is drawn. There are more Muslims in the state of Michigan, in Detroit, than perhaps any other place in the Western Hemisphere. And so today's is all about the Bosnian refugees. And the thing that this prayer guide says is that the Bosnian refugees look a lot like us Caucasian folk because they're that part of Europe, but they're Muslims. And here's a really great story. David would appreciate this. Edlina lives in Grand Rapids. 2 recent family losses have tapped into the pain of her past traumas and tested her faith in Allah. God, I once had faith and prayed to you every day. Please show me what I'm missing. The next day, the doorbell rang. A woman who said she had a concern for the neighborhood offered to pray for Angelina. Suspicious at first, Elijah, begrudgingly accepted her offer. After prayer, the woman offered to share with her the message of the New Testament. Having lived among Christians for many years, Angelina always wondered what they believed. The woman pulled a 3x5 note card out of her purse and proceeded to share with her the gospel. She described a gulf that separates us from God and talked about a bridge that could cross that gulf. Jesus is the bridge, the woman said. His perfect life, death, and resurrection bridged the gulf that separates us from God. God answered my prayer, said an amazed Angelina. Now I know that Jesus is what I've been missing. So, again, they are coming from all points of the compass, and there's about 800 of them that live 12 miles from here. And so pray, God's drawing them here. They're seeking out because they think it's, they got work, and in fact, I've been told that the Somali in Barron, they like it in Barron because it's quiet, because there isn't what in the cities so much as what described as gang warfare is really tribal warfare that's moved over from Africa. So just pray for them because God has brought them here. Now, if you want to attend the annual Banquet of the Well, it's free. It's free, okay? And you can hear the stories of volunteers and staff people working in Barron over the past year. So you're more than welcome. You just got to let me know so I can let Krista know because it's important. They don't like just people just like, hey, we're here. So It's at Friday the 30th up at Maranatha E Free. So that please at 6:30. So if you'd like to come, just let me know. Speaking of banquets, the Pregnancy Help Center is doing a virtual banquet this year. And Jess, there's a link at the website. Is there anything you want to share? Or? Okay, why don't you come up and.
The annual banquet for the Pregnancy Help Center this year had to be virtual again because we couldn't accommodate where we normally have it. It was actually not open. At first it was at 25% capacity, and then they have new ownership where it was. And so I think there were some people that have maybe thought that we did it because of COVID. And just to be clear, it really was a capacity issue. Not like I need to defend myself or our group, but there were some people that said they would not support the Pregnancy Help Center because they did it virtual. So I'm really saddened by that. But we know what God has to say about this, and God is going to stand up and provide for us for the needs there. So the theme for Legacy Unfolding, the theme is Legacy Unfolding. And I have a little card here. I wish I'd brought more. I didn't think to bring more. But you can go to the Pregnancy Help Center. It's pregnancyhelpricelake.org /Legacy Unfolding. I think I'll try to maybe put this link maybe on the refuge page. Or
if you just go to put in on your Google search Pregnancy Help Center, it will right to the website, and right on the front page is a click here. And it's about 20 minutes long, I think.
Yep. And it'll go live tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And it'll also run on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. And kind of just a little format of being a little welcoming from one of the pastors, a little history about the program, a ministry update, 2 client testimonies, a tour given by myself of the maternity home, and some vision about the Pregnancy Help Center and the maternity home itself. So please join us at a minimum in praying, but come and watch the video, come and see what God is doing in the ministry. And we just encourage you to just continue to lift them up in prayer. And we thank you for your support.
Thanks, Jess. Another item of news. Caroline, as you all know, is she's going through a divorce, and she wrote me and the deacons and all of you. I need to read her letter. It is with great sadness that I must offer this letter of resignation from my position as deacon of the refuge. These past few months as a single mom and now with a job outside of the home has been a lot for me to handle. Trying to juggle another responsibility during this time is an added stressor that I feel I cannot currently give an adequate amount of my time and effort towards. I have loved serving our church family in this way and will continue to serve in smaller ways. Thank you for your understanding and for supporting me during this new phase of my life. So we had talked about it right from the beginning. I personally don't feel like a life change like that is necessarily means, okay, you got to step off. Because sometimes people can still contribute even though they're wounded and hurting. But we're really clear is that if it becomes a distraction, if it's like overwhelming, then we care more about you as a person than as serving as a deacon. So that she's not being punished. She wasn't asked to step off. She's choosing to do so for the sake of her family. So just continue to pray for Caroline through this life change. Prayer needs. We're praying for Rick Lambert because Rick is now in a rehab facility. I believe, at least when I talked to him the other day, that was the plan, that he would be moving back to Ladysmith. Anybody hear anything differently? Yeah. Okay. So he is in Ladysmith for the next 2 weeks, trying to get his strength up so that he can go home. He was in the hospital for about a week, maybe 2 weeks, with fluid on the heart and stuff like that. So just pray for him and Sandy both. And there's something else. Probably I'll sit down and I'll think of it. But anyway, we want to just put a spotlight on her. Donna Parr is here with us. Radonna she grew up a United Methodist, but we kind of adopted her. She was at one time the babysitter of all our children. And for babysitting Ed, she gets a special place in heaven. I know. So anyway, but Radonna's love for children segued into, she went off to North Central Bible College and got a degree in children's ministry. And now she's been serving at Westridge in Eau Claire for how many years? 11 years. That's awesome. She's on a leave right now. And so she said, well, maybe I'll come join us all and grace us all with your presence. So I'm so proud of you. I really am proud of you to see you. I remember you back when I was taller than you. I say that to everybody. I know. When she used to come to BBS back in the day. Anyway, we're really proud of you. So great to have you with us today. We are about ready to transition as the worship team comes up. Maybe David, I asked David's back, and David's been in Africa for the last couple of weeks, and I told him that he could wow us with some stories if he preferred. So David, I will turn it back over to you. Hopefully, for those of you watching, we have sound. Otherwise, all you're hearing me say is, and I don't have an interpreter. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. I don't know why. It was supposed to fix, this camera was supposed to fix everything, and it didn't. So sorry.
I have an announcement really quick. So if you want to come to Kayla's baby shower this Saturday, it would be great if you would RSVP. You don't have to, but it would be super helpful. So you can text me, you can email me, you can text Tina, you can email Tina. Just as long as you tell somebody that eventually gets the word back to me, that'd be great. Thanks.
I'm going to save you. I'm going to keep you in suspense for my stories till after the worship. So